Everything I do, I have to be very like, okay, I have like what I'm going to do on a week to week basis, month to month basis, and a year to year basis. And I kind of, what at the point of like, okay, I'm going to sort my career out. I'm going to get myself in order. I basically planned my 20s. And I was like, okay, let's get the 20s out of the way first. But there was some serious bumps there because there's a lot of stuff I had the wrong mindset of. Yeah. So the issue was after Jeremy looked at my portfolio, the first thing he said, and it's kind of to your point of not researching properly, and I didn't research either. It's one of the mistakes I made. He looked at my portfolio at the time, and I actually have the image saved on my computer of my portfolio, a screenshot of him doing the stream and what my portfolio looked like. And it's like a random piece of sci-fi stuff, some stylized weapons, a character, a bad environment, and a piece of tech art. And he looked at my portfolio, and the first thing he said is, I have no idea what you are. Like, you say environment artist. Yeah, it doesn't look like this. And then I don't even know where you want to work. I can't tell what type of artist you are. And where you want to work was like a bit that really stuck with me. And it's now, I do a lot of mentoring. Before anyone starts the mentorship, they need to like send me a paragraph of where they want to work and why. And that helps me assess where their head's at. And in a lot of my talks, I always start with this. It's like, okay, someone says to me, I want to work at Naughty Dog. Naughty Dog, so this is such a cliche example, but it's the easy example. And it's like, okay, I want to work at Naughty Dog. Cool, okay. Do you know what you're getting yourself in for? Because Naughty Dog is the top of the top A-list talent. It's hard. It's, if you're going to Naughty Dog, you're going there for a reason. You're going there because you want to create the best looking game you could possibly make. And that's not always fun. It's incredibly challenging. You actually want that. And it's like, that's one example, right? And then it's like, oh, actually, that's quite a tall order. You do want to be the Michael Jordan of game art. So it's like, okay, there's that. Another end spectrum. I want to work on stylized art. Cool, okay. Well, that's kind of generic. What do you mean? Do you mean Overwatch? Do you mean League of Legends? Do you mean Valorant? Do you mean God of War? God of War is technically stylized. Like, it's not completely 100% realistic. So what do you mean? You have to articulate this. And they're like, oh, I don't know. I just mean stylized. I'm like, okay, so you need to go away and come back and actually figure out what you mean. Same with, I want to work on sci-fi. Okay. Well, you've got something like 343 with Halo, and you have Star Citizen with Card Imperium. It's like, they're both sci-fi, but they're wildly different pipelines and they're wildly different games. Which is the type of game you want to work on, and not the type of game you want to play. A lot of the games I like to play aren't the type of games I like to make. And vice versa. And that's the case with a lot of people. But most young artists are just like, hey, I love racing games, so I'm going to make racing games. And it might turn out that you actually hate making racing games. Yeah. So that initial question of understanding where you want to be and tailoring your portfolio towards that is the biggest hurdle. And it's like, it's where 99% of people get tripped up on. And then it takes a bunch of tripping up before you actually go, okay, maybe I need to focus up a little bit more.
Thanks for listening to the CG Spectrum podcast. For more on this episode, visit us at cgspectrum.com/podcast. Check out our show notes where you'll find links to our guests and more behind the scenes. And if you're enjoying the show, please like, rate, review, and subscribe wherever you're listening, or share this episode with someone who might like it. See you next time.